Gentlewoman from Florida is recognized.
Thank you so much, and I thank my good friend, Mr. Lincoln Diaz-Balart, for his leadership on the Rules Committee. Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased that today and tomorrow the House is debating the Coast Guard Authorization Act. The U.S. Coast Guard has over 42,000 men and women serving in active duty. These proud individuals are tasked with 11 specific missions ranging from coastal security to drug interdiction and marine safety. It is our duty to ensure that they are fully funded and equipped to carry out these responsibilities. As the representative of South Florida and the Keys, I know just how important their mission is. My congressional district contains over 265 miles of U.S. coastline and includes the largest coral reef system in the continental United States. Two of the largest Coast Guard sectors in the U.S., Sector Miami, commanded by Captain James O. Fitton, and Sector Key West, commanded by Captain Pat DeQuatro, are located in my congressional district. The men and women serving these Coast Guard sectors play key roles in fighting the flow of illegal drugs to our country. They deny smugglers the use of air and maritime routes into our country, and in fiscal year 2009, the U.S. Coast Guard seized 29,485 pounds of cocaine. But determined drug smugglers are using very sophisticated ships and technologies, and it will become increasingly difficult to prevent their illegal activities without providing the Coast Guard the fundamental resources that it needs. South Florida is an all-too convenient transit hub for many of these smuggling operations, and I commend our local Coast Guard sectors for their ongoing efforts to fight the flow of illegal drugs into our neighborhoods. As my constituents well know, the Coast Guard also saves thousands of lives every year. According to the latest statistics published by the Coast Guard, in 2008, Coast Guard Search and Rescue responded to 24,000 cases and saved 4,000 lives. Sector Miami responded to 858 search and rescue cases this year, with 1,410 lives saved and over $12 million in property saved. This year, Sector Miami also established the Coast Guard's first cruise ship center of expertise. This center provides a unique partnership between the Coast Guard and the cruise ship industry so that they're better able to meet the compliance with international safety standards as well as maritime security and environmental standards. Ensuring that the brave men and women have the tools that they need in the Coast Guard to effectively patrol our coast is one of my priorities. In Sector Key West, this past year alone, the Coast Guard was able to respond to 300 law enforcement cases as well as 645 rescue and search cases. At this sector, also, many treasured natural wonders are contained there, and they also responded to 152 pollution reports in the protection of the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. Sector Key West was also instrumental in coordinating with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, and the state and local agencies in the successful artificial reefing of the 520-foot ex-USS Vandenberg. This was the second largest ship to become an artificial reef in the U.S. Since the September 11th terrorist attacks, the Coast Guard has served as the primary agents responsible for our nation's maritime security. This year, they even deployed 6 patrol boats and 400 personnel to help protect Iraq's maritime oil infrastructure, train Iraqi naval forces, and enforce UN sanctions in the Arabian Gulf. We can all agree that the brave men and women of our oldest continuous seagoing service deserves more than just our respect and admiration. They deserve the appropriate funding to carry out their important missions. I urge all members to recognize the crucial need to protect our nation by strengthening the United States Coast Guard so that they may continue to live up to their motto, always ready. I thank the Speaker, and I thank my good friend and colleague, Mr. Diaz-Balart, for yielding me the time. I yield back.